Good day, Team Telco member. Okay, so we continue again. We picked up previously in part one on the service delivery activity matrix. We talked about the 8 activities that we are expected to perform on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. We talked about impact, effort, and categorization. So I think we got that firmly covered. Now, the next stage in the activity matrix that we must cover is we must answer some key and pertinent questions around these tasks. We must answer what the task is, why do we do it, when do we do it, who must do it, how should it be done, what is the expectation when it is done, and then lastly, what are the KPIs, what are the metrics, what's the measure that we're using to determine how well or not so well this task has been done. All right, so we'll start with the first section, which is quick wins, the category quick wins. In the quick wins, we've got 2 tasks, task, job card, and ticket management and escalation management. All right, so let's start there by answering those questions. So task, job card, and ticket management, what is it? It's the structured method for work allocation related to errors, faults, issues on the customer service or service provision element. All right, that's what it is. It's a structured method for work allocation related to errors, faults, and issues on the customer service or service provision elements. All right. Why do we do it? To ensure structured, methodical, quick resolution of customer service affecting elements in the service delivery network. Right? Remember, we are about SLA, so it has to be, we're trying to do it as quickly as possible. We're trying to restore service as quickly as possible to the affected elements or to the affected customers. When do we do it? When allocated from customer service center, the service delivery administrator or the service delivery administrator according to SLA. So when we do it is when we're allocated a task or a job or a ticket. Who does it? It's raised by the customer service consultant, quality assured by the service delivery administrator, and attended to and resolved by the service delivery technician and the service delivery specialist. All right. How do we do it? We do it using equipment such as your OTDRs, your spectrum analyzers. We also do it through the equipment or the equipment console, checking alarms, troubleshooting methods, experience, and industry best practice. Right. So we apply all those different methods to troubleshoot and resolve these tasks and jobs. What's the expectation? The expectation is we accept, acknowledge, and raise a task or a job on the job within 10 minutes. Update the job with the estimated time for completion within 30 minutes, ETR. And of course, resolve the job within the SLA timeframe. All right. So the key KPIs there are an SLA, a ticket or a task or job card acknowledgement within 10 meters, an ETR within 30 minutes of the acknowledgement. And the source where we get or do all this is within Odoo. All right. So that's how we read the different activities that are in the service delivery activity matrix. Let's do maybe 2 more together, just so that the concept is clear. Let's look at escalation management. What is it? It's the structured method of seeking assistance to resolve work allocated as related to errors, faults, issues, or customer service or service provision elements. All right, so it's the structured method of seeking assistance to resolve work allocated as a result of an error or a fault on the customer or on the service provisioning elements for the customer. Why do we do it? To ensure a structured, methodical, quick resolution of customer service affecting elements in the service delivery network, while also teaching and sharing knowledge. Right? So we don't escalate to make it someone else's problem. We escalate to try and maintain SLA, right? So we don't want to spend too much time troubleshooting when we are not familiar with the solution. We want to rather quickly escalate and ensure that we meet SLA. And in the escalation, it's also a learning opportunity. It doesn't mean when you escalate, you now let go of that problem and you're not involved in its resolution. You are part and parcel, and it's a learning opportunity when you escalate to those who know more, know better. You also stick around and you learn how it's done. When do we do it? At the occurrence of an error or issue in the service delivery infrastructure and service that have not been solved within the acceptable troubleshooting or estimated time to resolve window. So our ETR normally is within 1 hour. All right. So if we're failing within 1 hour to resolve that, we must escalate. Who does this? Escalations can be from a customer service consultant, service delivery administrator, customer service consultant to a service delivery specialist, service delivery administrator to a service delivery specialist, service delivery technician to a service delivery specialist, service delivery manager, service delivery specialist to a service delivery manager or to a core network manager. So there are a number of combinations around escalation. So anyone can escalate basically. All right. How is it done? Through task, job card, ticket allocation. So escalation is done by that ticket being tagged as an escalation and being moved to a relevant person who has the skills or knowledge to solve it. All right. What's the expectation? Timely escalation of tickets or jobs or tasks according to service customer SLA. Escalation within 1 hour of without a solution, so that ETR. Escalation within the 1 hour of realizing that you're not familiar with how to solve this. All right. As KPIs or the metrics as per the customer service level within 1 hour of work without solution. All right. That's the KPI, or those are the metrics. And where's this done? In Udo again. All right. So that's how we would expect escalations to be done. That's the what, the why, the when, the who, the how, and the expectations and KPIs. Right. Let's do one last one. Let's do accounting for time, resources, and attendance. Right. What is it? It's the accounting for activity, time, works, resources used during the course of the workday. Right? That's what it is. The accounting for activity, time, works, resources used during the course of the workday. Why do we do it? To create accountability, maintaining procedures, and being organized. It's about being accountable. We give a clear picture of what has been done, what still needs to be done. This report also confirms or helps management to adjust KPI. So, for example, if the KPI was 2 hours to do a certain task, but consistently during our accounting or our timesheeting process, we show that it needs 2.5 hours or 3 hours. That's also what will inform management or can be the evidence used to then adjust the KPIs upwards or even downwards. So it's a rich source of statistical information and resource utilization indicators. All right, so it tells a lot of stories for management in terms of how resources are being utilized, what statistics we're able to pull out based on those daily reports that must be filled. When is it done? It's done daily in incidents, activities, and tasks worked on. All right, so it's a daily activity. Who does it? It's done by basically everyone in the department, from the manager to the service delivery administrator, to the technician, to the specialists, to the foreman, to the supervisors, to the planning technicians. Everybody in the department must participate, must fill a timesheet. All right. How is it done? By following the Udo HR module outlined in one of the other orientation packs. Here it was Gen 0012. It maybe have a different name, but yes, there's an orientation that you'll go through that will tell you how to fill in your timesheets. What's the expectation? All right. Attendance registered for each day at work, productivity timesheets filled for all works done, all material vehicle use, service expenses requested and approved by management. Right. So that's the expectation when we're doing that task activity properly. Then lastly, attendance, the KPI or the metric is an attendance register for each day at work. So it's more or less the same as the expectation. The source always done is in Udo. All right. So service delivery, remember, this is basically how we are using the activities matrix. It just gives a very clear understanding of the 8 activities and how they are supposed to be executed on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. All right, so we're trying to ensure that we don't leave any room for doubt, right? making sure you are very clear on what it is, that activity, what is it, why do we do it, when do we do it, who does it or who's supposed to do it, how it's supposed to be done, and then the outputs, what are the expectations, what are the KPIs that we're using to measure that. All right. So thank you. This is your service delivery priority matrix, action priority matrix. And I'm sure now you know how to use this chart accordingly and get full information out of it to perform your job effectively.